Hey everyone, today I have a very special guest today. I have Dr. Heather Heaton with us. She is a ED physician, and we're going to talk about physicians in informatics. Okay, so to start off the video, we're kind of, get your background, your educational, your training background. So if you want to go ahead and describe what that was like.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for having me. So my background, I'm actually from Nebraska, but traveled down to Texas for school. So I went to undergrad at the Texas Christian University, followed by medical school at the University of Texas Health Science Center in San Antonio, and then went East Coast for residency training at the University of North Carolina.
Okay, very nice. Moved around a little bit. Okay, now you're...
It fits my personality and why I'm in the ED.
Very nice, and now you're in a very cold place.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think a lot of people that I've talked to, especially med students, have been interested in informatics. A lot of them don't know what informatics is. And out of curiosity, what really sparked your interest in informatics? And what are some of your prior experiences?
Yeah. So I was really lucky. When I was in undergrad in Fort Worth, I worked for a Scribe company, and that Scribe company was a part of a really large health system in North Texas. And at the time that I was working for them, they contracted with Epic to implement Epic there. At that time, Epic had never worked with Scribes before. They didn't understand the workflow, and they were in the process of developing their note writer. So our site was picked to host Epic programmers. So we actually got to work with programmers and developers with them shadowing us, which was really fun. Kind of teach them the ropes of what it's like to work in the ED, help them understand what Scribes do, and then help develop some of the content that was seen in the early versions of Note Writer. And I think that's probably where I first got really interested in it. I love processes and understanding how things work and why things work and how to make things better. And informatics kind of gives me the tools that I need to understand the processes and how to make improvements.
That's very cool. So, and then just to clarify, this experience, when you were a Scribe, was that prior to med school?
Yeah, so I was a Scribe for 3 years, 2 years during college, and then I took a year off to run the program and to work with Epic in particular, because I thought it was kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, right? How many 20-year-olds get that? Well, I guess Epic's all 20-year-olds. How many people like me get that opportunity?
But that's pretty cool. So yeah. You helped develop, basically Note Writer.
Some of the content, I don't want to take too much credit, but
that's a very humble.
Yeah, some of the buttons.
But that's a very cool experience.
That was awesome.
Okay. So did you have any other informatics related experience prior to your current role?
So med school and residency really took a lot of my time, and for anybody who's interested in going informatics and you're kind of going down that route, I would say remember that med school comes first and informatics comes second. But I was able to kind of structure it so that even during residency I was able to go on site and help with quite a few go-lives through contractor companies and kind of still stay in the game and understand kind of where EMRs were moving. And I really enjoyed it.
And out of curiosity, how many go-lives did you help with?
Since I started working, if you include the ones I did as a Scribe all the way through the ones we're working with now, I've probably done 24.
I think for most of us, at least in pharmacy, once we do one go live, we're done, just because of the amount of work involved. But.
Yeah, I did it as at elbow support, so it's a little bit different.
Okay.
So I was, kind of side by side with the providers, helping them understand why people made certain decisions and why their workflows were suddenly broken.
But
it was fun.
You got the answer to the angry mob.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, kind of segueing into your current role. So I think a lot of people are interested in what does it even look like for a physician to work with informatics. So if you can describe your current role, what you do now.
Yeah, so I'm really lucky to work at an institution where data-driven practice is valued. So in my current role, I'm half-time clinical and half-time administrative. And what that allows me to do is work really closely with our team to not only build our EMR, but understand kind of the reporting needs and figure out how to use those reports to make practice changes.
Okay.
So it's a cool split.
It's a lot of work.
It can be.
So I think what's really cool too is like I've worked with a lot of physicians in the past in terms of informatics or informatics-related projects, but not many of them have any type of training per se. But you were recently sent back to Epic. Was it last year?
Yeah, so I've been back to Epic 3 times. Our institution, again, sees real value in having physicians understand the process, right? Because if you understand the process, you can speak the language of your programmers and your developers, your product is all the more better. So I went back to Epic for Physician Builder 1 and 2, and then I got sent back for Physician Analytics through Epic.
And did you enjoy it? Did you like it? You loved it?
Loved it. Like totally geeked out. I mean, you get to hang out with a bunch of people who enjoy kind of that same kind of geeky like programming, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do you guys. Who really enjoy understanding why things work the way they do, and then kind of tweaking and pushing the system to get out what you need.
Out of curiosity, how large were those classes?
So there's probably 30 to 40 providers in each of my classes.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and I don't know how often Epic holds those, but it's fairly common. There's a lot of people who are really interested in doing that, and I think Epic's done an awesome job of kind of embracing people like us, and they see the value.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you guys learn SQL by chance?
No.
Okay.
I try to stay away from SQL as much as I can. I can look at it and recognize that it's SQL, and then I find a new screen.
Okay. That's good. SQL gets a little too much.
Yeah.
So I think you probably have already answered this question about like how do you plan on using those skills? Like,
yeah.
But do you want to elaborate on that anymore?
Yeah. Well, so right now we're kind of in the process of still implementing. We still have a couple sites that haven't rolled out. We're not fully implemented, but I look forward to the time where we stop kind of putting out fires and really can be innovative with what we're doing. Right? You know this. I think hopefully over the next 6 months, things calm down from the rapid build, need to fix workflow, make it usable standpoint, and we can really start leveraging the system to impact patient care.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
That's what I want to do.
I don't know if I ever told you my background. I did my residency at Utah, and it was 1 month right after they implemented Epic.
Nice.
So I got the answer to the angry mob. But 6 months after that, we started to look at all our optimization requests. And that was fun because we started to do the cool things.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think what's cool about having somebody like me in the process is you can look at the optimizations requests, you understand what the providers are asking for, and you can help the team, like you're that missing link that is the communication piece that helps the team understand what the provider really wants. Mm-hmm. And if it can't be done, you can take the bullet for the team and help the provider understand, what the functional limitations are, and maybe you come up with a new way together on how to fix whatever problem they're seeing.
I would probably say that's one of the biggest benefits too, because a lot of times, we have nursing informatics and pharmacy informatics, and we are building tools for physicians, and so we guess what you guys want.
Right.
But having you in that role, you know what you like.
It's awesome.
So, speaking of which, is there anything else that you would have liked to learn more while you're at Epic?
No, I think the one mistake that I made was that I went through all of these classes, and then there was about a 6-month lag before I could get into the environment to actually build. So I felt like I lost a little traction. I think it's definitely one of those skills that you need to use right away to kind of keep up. Otherwise, you kind of start from square one or square two again. So I wish I would have been a little more proactive about getting in the system sooner from a security standpoint on our side, but
6 months?
It took, our security team is tough.
Wow.
And I think it's because there weren't any. Yeah, right? So, I mean, our organization has a lot of physicians that went out as builders, but a lot of them are using those skill sets to kind of translate for their practice. And there's only a few of us that actually wanted to be able to be in the system to build. Mm-hmm. And so kind of helping our security team understand what that looks like, what access I needed, took some time.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's kind of unfortunate. But you're in the system now.
Oh, yeah. I'm causing all kinds of chaos now.
Okay. How long has it been since you've been in the system? Is it even a year?
Not quite.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's still exciting now.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, it gets repetitive after a while. Okay, well, obviously we have this project going on, which I think ends at the end of this year. And so kind of going into another question is like, where do you kind of see yourself in the future? Like, what would be your ideal role?
Yeah, I want to continue in the role of kind of being the go-between and building. I love being able to represent the practice to our development team. I love helping them understand kind of what the practice needs are, and I think key to that is being a practicing physician and kind of being in the trenches with the group, and you understand kind of the pain points that even though it's only 2 more clicks over the course of a day, that's 1,000 more clicks, and that's really frustrating. So I hope in the future that I can continue to work both on optimization and kind of innovation, and I think where my true passion really lies is in analytics. I love understanding the data and kind of putting that face up to care teams so that they can understand opportunities to improve patient care.
Okay. Well, like, especially if you're looking at data and you're trying to make data-driven decisions, naturally, that's a suitable position for like a CMIO or a CIO. Do you foresee yourself moving towards that?
I think I'm still young in my career. I have a lot of both kind of personal and professional growth before I take on a role like that. But I love the idea, and so I'd say hard to say.
Possibly? Too early.
Terrible.
Too early. Okay. Well, I think that's pretty good for a short get to know you kind of deal. And I think we'll kind of wrap up and shoot some advice towards the med students, the residents, and then possibly even practicing physicians who might be interested in getting into informatics. What advice would you give to those that are looking to get into this field?
Yeah, so I would say one of the most important things is to find a mentor. Find somebody who's doing something similar at your side, or reach out to somebody that you know and get plugged in with what they're doing. I think having a good mentor helping them help you understand kind of the process is important. And then I would say badger your administration until they let you in. That's what I did. Don't say no, or don't let them say no.
Okay. So if you guys want Dr. Heaton to be your editor, or find her contact, we haven't decided how best to contact Dr. Heaton yet, but maybe she might make a LinkedIn.
Sure.
That would probably be the best route?
Yeah, let's do that.
So we'll go ahead and post contact information below in the comments. So if you guys want to reach out to your new mentor, feel free. Don't spam her. She is very busy. So, but if you do have questions, I'm sure she'll love to hear from you.
Yeah, happy to help, guys. Good luck to everybody.
Okay, until next time, everyone.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in and watching the video. If you like the content, definitely hit the ImproRx button over to your left to subscribe, and definitely check out more videos over here to your right. Now, as always, if you have questions, comments, and even better, suggestions for future videos, definitely let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, until next time, guys.